Hey, it's John Hope Bryant. This is my man, Theo Ratliff. So you would know Theo because he's a legend. He's a legend in the NBA, and he's a legend with me because of his community concern. We are members of a group here in Atlanta called Just Brothers. We can't tell you much about it because I'd have to kill you. I'm just kidding. But it is a sort of an off-the-grid group of young brothers who are trying to do good and do well and have built relations with each other, all positive in the ATL. And so we become, friends, and I just admire this brother so much on the humanity side and his heart and his spirit. And he and Dikembe Mutombo from Africa are members of this group, and they come in with no ego, no. It's like, hey, we're just here to serve. And we were talking business today. Most people are asking him questions. He was smart enough to ask me questions about the real estate piece. But I was so inspired by his story. I'm like, man, this is part of the How You Come Up series. Like, how do you come up? And there's this thing about doing the work. Right?
Yes, sir.
In the dictionary, is the only place where the word success comes before the word work, because it's alphabetical.
Right.
Every place else, the work comes first. And what you told me, Theo, is the work that you had to do to become an NBA top performer that nobody really knows. So can you tell them, like, first of all, he's from this little town of 5,000 people, so I don't think you got to come from some big city.
Demopolis in the building.
That's it. And he's got a community center there. But check this out. I want him to tell a story, but when he was in middle school, junior high, it was not a foregone conclusion.
No, not at all.
That he was going to be an NBA star. Just the opposite.
Right.
So break this down.
Well, I mean, for me, growing up in a small town, Demopolis, 5,000 people, I started playing basketball probably 6th grade. Was terrible. Couldn't even walk and chew gum at the same time.
You said
tripping
terrible.
over myself.
And I was terrible at math, by the way. When I was like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I was terrible at math.
Right, just bad all around. Then I tried out for my junior high team and got cut. It was like eye-opening. Like, man, I got cut. I'm one of the tallest guys here, but I can't make the team. So
it's in a town with 5,000 people.
Right,
exactly. Got cut in a town with 5,000 people.
With a whole lot of competition.
Right.
But
you stayed at it.
Just stayed at it and just continued to work. But but the thing is, and like I was telling John, I mean, once I picked that ball up, it became a passion and a love of mine.
You started building a relationship with the ball.
It was a relationship that I didn't want to give up. Even though I got cut from playing, I knew I just had to go and just work on my game. So, and I did tell you this, where we used to play was in the backyard. We had the tie rim.
Oh yeah.
On the tree with the plank.
Yeah.
And I was just stay out there for hours and hours.
Just doing the work. Doing the work.
And then we had a basketball. Every basketball we brought back there, because we was building all kind of tree houses and everything else going on. The nails and stuff was everywhere.
Right.
So the ball bust. As soon as you get a new ball, you happy. You go back there, the ball bust.
But you didn't give up.
Yeah. But you still play with that, even with that flat ball.
So then you go to high school, right?
Yep.
You think he'd be better. Right? He's grown a few inches, and still
got better. Junior high, played pretty well. Then felt I was good enough to play 9th grade high school. So I tried out for the high school in 9th grade. And got cut again.
Never, ever give up.
Yes.
Ever, right?
Yeah.
Success is going from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm.
Right.
Right? Never give up and do the work and stay focused and stay on your grind, right?
And like I said, just the passion for the game. Even though I didn't make that varsity team
or the junior high team,
I still ended up playing on the junior varsity team.
Okay.
So
the junior
just continue to work at the junior varsity level, knowing that ultimate goal was to get to that high school level and to be able to be good on that. So just grew a few more inches.
Build a relationship with that ball.
And understanding the game, and start watching the game, watching professionals do their thing.
So wait a minute, you're telling me, man, that this is not about This is not about your physical prowess. It's not about the mastery of the ball. It's about a head game.
It's a head game. Basketball, 90% mental, 10% physical.
No different than business, no different than real estate, no different than finance, no different than anything that requires excellence. As I've been telling you, poverty and wealth starts up here. Capital, Latin root word, competence, knowledge in the head. So now you're being recruited at this point, and you could have gone anywhere you wanted to in your sphere, but you chose Wyoming.
Yeah, so junior year, start getting some offers, and one of them was University of Wyoming, Western Kentucky, Auburn, University of Montgomery, not Auburn, the University of Montgomery, and then Alabama State. And once I went and visited some of the places and saw the opportunity where, okay, they got so many seniors, so many juniors. I come in, I redshirt my first year, and then I have 4 years where I more than likely I'll be able to start as a team because I loved the game, I wanted to play, so it didn't matter where I had to go. Even from Alabama to Wyoming, I knew I was going to have a chance and ultimately have a chance to play. And one, get an education, and two, be able to actually be on the floor.
Get an education,
at that level. So having that great opportunity to do that, I made a decision along with my mom. Of course, she had to have her stamp of approval. And I decided
she was the biggest person in the house.
Yeah, exactly. So went in 6'7", 160 pounds.
6'7", 160 pounds. You're a small guy.
Yeah, like I said, I was thin my whole life. So, and lo and behold, 4 of the guys end up flunking out in school.
So he thought he was going to be on the sideline for the first year, that he'd have a chance to get settled and watch everybody and whatever.
Understand the game and just work on my body, get a little stronger.
He gets thrown into a situation immediately.
Just come in there and hey, you got to play.
So Dr. King Theo used to prepare every sermon before the Civil Rights Movement. Every sermon was 18 hours. 18 hours of studying the Bible, studying his lessons. Before he gave one 40-minute sermon, he spent 18 hours preparing it the whole week. Then he gets thrown into the Civil Rights Movement. His first sermon, he had 10 minutes.
Jeez.
Right, he was thrown into the game, right? And that was one of his best speeches ever, right? But you got to be ready.
Yeah. But you look at the work that he's already put in.
That's right.
For the hand. So when he does get thrown in, it's not unfamiliar.
That's right. That's what happened to you.
Exactly.
So you get thrown in.
Just continue to work. End up growing 3 inches.
Right.
Got in the weight room religiously. Got a little bit bigger. Got a little bit stronger. And lo and behold, average probably about 4 points my freshman year to maybe 7 points my sophomore year, then 15 by my junior
game,
per game, right? And then I was leading the country in block shots, so I was always in top 10. Maybe my freshman year I was top on the team. By my second year I was top 10 in the country, and by my junior year I was leading the country in block shots, and for my next 2 years.
And even before you got to the NBA, you had already set a record for the country, right?
Yeah, for college. Yeah, I would have the top average block shots. I might be second now. I know I was first. So
that's right. Yeah. He's still competitive. He retired. He's like, but I'm still number 2. But he was number 1. And then, so then you get recruited by the NBA.
Yep.
And you pretty much knew math. You're going to get recruited because you're the top in the country. So it's just a matter of what round or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. So ultimately, even the NBA, which is sports, it really became a math equation. Became rational because he's like, you can't avoid the fact that I'm
a specialist.
That's it.
Yeah.
Specialist.
I had a special skill
with an expertise at the highest level. Has been proven, right?
For sure.
So by the numbers. So he gets recruited, right? Yep. And so here we go again. Once again, he's in the NBA, but now he's at the bottom.
At the bottom of the table again.
And it's not that he's not good enough. Of course he's good enough, but he's getting his head handed to him because he's the newbie.
Exactly.
And the other guys know all the magic sauce, right? It's no different than in real estate or in business. Anytime I go into a new business, I stop, I look, I listen. God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth. You listen twice as much as you talk.
Yes.
All these folks trying to come in any space and trying to dominate right away. You talking all that stuff. You may have your minute, right? It may be a long minute, but you're gonna win the battle and lose the war.
Right, exactly.
Right?
Long term.
So he's a long-term deal. So he got that, watched everybody, watched the masters, right?
Yeah.
And then understood this. This is brilliant. He's like, look, at 215,
Right.
he's 50 pounds lighter than the dudes he's defending.
Yeah, Alonzo, Patrick Ewing, Akeem, Shaq. I mean, these the guys I got to play against. They got me 50, 100 pounds.
And it's so brilliant. It's so brilliant strategy. I think about the same way. He's like, they can't touch me.
Right.
I can't let them touch me. Because
So
once they touch me, they know know that I'm lighter, and they can try to.
They're gonna send me about 20 feet away. So.
Well, they're gonna. So his thing was, I may not be bigger, but I'm gonna be faster.
Right. Exactly.
I'm gonna be smarter.
It's about the agility, being agile, and being able to understand and study the game of movement and how they moved and what they did, and basically create a strategy myself on how to combat what they did well, which is scoring the basketball, and that's how I got the forte of being able to block shots.
That's right.
Because I had to stay away from their bodies in order to make sure I could plant to be able to go and jump. Because if there's someone hitting you, there's no way you can jump.
That's brilliant. Stay away from their bodies, plant so you can jump.
Yeah, so I could jump to go challenge the shot.
So it's just great. It's just amazing to me. Like, this is, even though I'm talking business, finance, and real estate, and human potential. He's talking basketball, and he's still talking about human potential. Ultimately end up talking about human potential and strategy and how to get there.
Yeah,
we're all talking about how to get there, and it's all from the shoulders up.
Right, for sure.
Even though he's like 10 feet taller than me.
And as you grow and as you get knowledge, and as I got more knowledge about the game, and then I was able to excel and become an all-star.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Right. And that's what, and that's ultimately where you want to be.
And then for 3 years running, you had this top designation. Tell them you probably already know this basketball theme.
Yeah. For three years in a row, I was a top shot blocker, in the country from like 2000. I think it was 2002 to 2005.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So he proved himself, knocked it out the block. My mother always said, you never want to be the old guy in the club. So before somebody asks you to leave, you leave. So he decided to go out on top, right?
Yep.
And then transition to the next iteration of his life and take care of his kids, take care of responsibilities, giving back to his community. You've got this beautiful community. Tell me about what you're doing in the community real quickly.
Yeah. I have an activity center at my foundation, the Friends of Theo Ratliff down in Demopolis.
I
basically created, a Boys and Girls Club, in the city, because growing up we had the park, we had the pool, and then we had like 2 ping pong tables and a building.
And then you had a backyard with some nails in the ground.
Exactly, backyard.
You play some basketball.
But wanted to create an atmosphere where you can bring people like a man, John O'Brien, and other philanthropic people, that's throughout the country that have something to be able to give back, into the community, small Bible black belt community, impoverished community, down there. So just being able to give the kids an opportunity to have different type of programs to be able to come in and just continue to spread the knowledge of knowing there's a lot bigger things that there's in this 5,000 town,
right.
You know what I mean? So and that's what it's all about, being able to branch yourself out.
And he's already asked me, will we bring, way before today, will we bring Operation Hope to his community center? We're going to be honored to do that. Operation Hope's going to come and do a series of seminars on home ownership, entrepreneurship, small business, wealth creation, mindset, evolution, civil rights. I'm going to show up if I can. I'm going to show up in person. He'll definitely be there. It's his hometown. But we're gonna use our influence now to come back to find the next Theo, right? Yep. It may be a Theo in basketball, or maybe a Theo in football, or maybe a Theo in engineering, it may be a Theo in automotive, it may be a Theo in technology, it may be a Theo in real estate, finance, in healthcare. But we're gonna find the Theos, right?
Yes, sir.
There and nurture that next generation, because you never know where you're gonna find brilliance, right? And they need to understand the game. Somebody once told me, man, if you don't understand how America works, you're gonna fail.
Yep.
If you don't understand how America works, how the system works, you will fail. This man has mastered the basketball game, the mental game, the life game. Now he's trying to master and will master several other games. That's what we're talking about today. And you got to be a student before you can be the master, right? So he was a student his whole life. I've been a student my whole life. we both today traded the roles at different times of the conversation of being student and master. And you can't have any ego about it. It's just about how do you win, how do you come up.
Yeah, it never stops. I mean,
Never
you never stop learning.
That's it. That's it. So I want to thank my man Theo for pouring into you guys, and we're thanking for giving back. Watch what he's doing coming up. Watch how his brand explodes in a positive way. How do people follow you, man? Are you on social media?
Yeah, I'm on social media. It's Shot Blocker. You know what I'm known for.
There you go.
Easy to find me. Shot Blocker.
Enough said. Enough said.
Yeah.
Peace out, and leave comments. Let us know what you thought about this. And what else you want to see on the How You Come Up series. Because this is the longest form video I've done on How You Come Up. Normally I do 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
But this was a wonderful story that people, I think, will really be inspired by. Let all your kids, all your friends who want to be back, everybody black I know wants to be a basketball star.
Right.
So if black, brown, white kids, have them all watch this so you understand this dude his game was as much here as it was here, right? And that was then and now. So you can't be dumb for a living.
No.
Nobody wants to hang
work.
around dummies. Not even anybody. And recruiters in the NBA not looking for dummies. And the last thing is, when you're at Wyoming, and you mentioned someplace else that recruiters from other schools would show up because they had a relationship with the team leaders,
Yes.
right? So it was all about relationship capital.
Yes,
also.
yes, definitely. And that was when I was in high school. When I went to University of Alabama camp. How I got to Wyoming is the former assistant coach for Alabama was the head coach out in Wyoming.
Yeah.
And so he sent his assistants back to work the Alabama camp.
Right.
And that was the one and only camp that I ever went to when I was in high school. And they saw me, and they saw, okay, this guy could be dominant in our conference.
Right.
You know, I was, like I said, I was small, but the potential was
Small
for me to
mighty.
be able to be able to grow and do what I did. So they really put the pressure and really focused on me being their guy.
Yeah.
And so I became their number one guy to come out to Wyoming. So that's kind of how I ended up.
So it wasn't charity. It was them seeing he's a good investment that would
Exactly.
pay off a dividend, right? So nobody's hooking you up. Nobody's trying to do you a favor. You can't be black for a living. You can't be Latino for a living. You can't be white for a living. You can't be incompetent for a living. You got to add value. But it started with relationship capital. So he put himself in a position where those who make decisions would see him, but he had to have something to offer. So what's my message? His message is, of course, make sure you're ready when the opportunity presents itself. My message is, and you won't be surprised by this, if you hang around 9 broke people, you're gonna be the 10th. So make sure you don't hang around dumb people or broke people. Folks can't do nothing for you, and which is how negative. Be positive, be aspirational, and put yourself in a position of growth. Ultimately, the color is not white, black, red, brown, or yellow, it's green. How do you get some more green and build some wealth, which is the head up? It's about mindset. We're out, Theo and John, and as my brother told me, it's Ratliff, not Ratcliffe. Follow him on social media, follow me, leave a message, let us know this inspired you. Peace out.